Okay, Shalom, Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach, Tav Shin Ayin Chet Shiur, second installment of the Shiur for Pesach. And the last thing that we discussed was cleaning the countertop. Some people really cover it. Some people cover the whole countertop with different things, aluminum foil. Some people just make a whole countertop and they put it over the previous countertop. The reality is, okay, if they want to be machmir, that's fine, perfectly fine. But halachically, they could just clean it very well, and then bring water to a boil and pour really small amounts. You don't have to pour the whole thing over. Pour small amounts. The idea is that this boiling water will extract whatever was absorbed, if it was absorbed into the countertop. How much do we Persians use the countertop to put hot stuff in? How much do we use it to put food or things? Not that much. And even if you do, many times if it's for cutting and stuff, it's cold. Really, really, really hot food we barely ever use for directly on the countertop. Maybe you'll put a hot pot there, maybe. So that certainly Haggalah will take care of. So therefore, if a person wants to just do Haggalah on it, meaning Irui, it's not even Haggalah. Haggalah means you bring your water to boil and you put it in the pot. This is Irui, this is pouring the hot water, boiling water over it. Okay, so that was that.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Last time you said that we clean the pyrex. How about those pyrex that it has a top and it has a
plastic
wire?
Those are problems. The ones that have plastic, they would be problematic to use them for Pesach, to clean for Pesach. If you use it year round, there's how will we get, if chametz was absorbed in it, how will we get it out?
Even though the top it doesn't have a wire, but the top is the plastic.
The top is plastic as well. If the top is also glass completely.
Completely glass is okay, but if
right.
It's a plastic.
If it's plastic, then we have a problem. What if chametz got into it? It's an issue. Okay. So before Pesach, we generally should clean because you don't expect to clean everything the day before Pesach, right before Bedikat Chametz. So before Pesach, a person should generally clean everything that they can. The rooms of the house, the backyard certainly, because that's also part of the part of the building, to make sure that there is no chametz in our possession over Pesach. That's the most important thing. You got to check for sure our pockets if we know that we put food in the pockets, especially with kids. Kids, they might put snacks in it, or even adults. Sometimes, they go to some event or something going on, or they want to take snacks with them. They put it in the pocket and it might get crushed or whatnot. Then you gotta make sure, I know some people, they vacuum it before they do laundry. Because you do laundry, okay, chazak baruch, it gets caked on even more. So they vacuum the pockets, but that's only like kids probably. They might stuff the pockets with like wafers and cookies and Cheerios and the sort. Anyway, now, the question is, when it comes the night before Pesach, that's next Thursday night, the night of Bedikat Chametz, do you have to do with a flashlight, go in each pocket and check the pockets? And the answer is no. You don't really have to check them. Once you have cleaned them already, you don't have to check them with a candle. Now, when is the time, Be'ezrat Hashem, of Bedikat Chametz? Some people say, okay, Rabbi, if we cleaned the whole house, what do you have to do Bedikat Chametz for? I know everything is clean. I cleaned this room, put a sign up, kosher for Pesach, next, everything is clean for Pesach. What do I have to check? There's a takana of Chachamim that we need to do Bedikat Chametz. Even if you know that everything is clean, there's a mitzvah, there's a takana of Chachamim to do this the night before Pesach. Right? Now, as with any mitzvah, whether it's the oraita from the Torah or midrabanan, so we need to be careful, like it says in Masechet Shabbat, that a person should be careful not to busy himself with any activity before within a half hour before the time for the mitzvah. When is the time for this mitzvah? The time for this mitzvah is right by sunset. That's the time. I'm so sorry, not by sunset, by the time that the stars come out. Let's say sunset is like 7:15. Give it another 25 minutes. So around 7:45, let's say. I'm just giving an example. I'm not sure exactly. I haven't checked the time. Around 7:45, that would be the time to start. And a person should start. If they go to Arvit, they should do it quickly and come back. Come back on time to start as soon as possible. Now, within a half hour before that, a person shouldn't busy himself with different activities. Let's say the examples are plenty. Like even Friday night, a person goes to early minyan. So within a half hour before the time for Shema, a person shouldn't start eating, because then you're going to get too busy, you're going to forget to say Shema, and so on and so forth. There's so many other examples of it. So this here is an example of Bedikat Chametz. So a half hour before that, a person shouldn't start eating, or to start to do some melacha, or to go to sleep, or even to learn Torah. Why? Because he might get busy. Unless he has someone that will remind him and say, ask them, please remind me to do B'tikat Chametz on time, and then he could eat, or whatever it is. When we say eat, that means to eat bread. But a person wants to eat fruit, wants to eat some rice. These things, it's not bread, it's not considered achilat keva, a permanent type of eating. That's totally mutar. Someone comes, poor thing, he was at work all day, and now he comes home and his wife says, no, I'm not letting you eat. You have to do B'tikat Chametz. Baba, what is this? I'm starving. And he's not going to do B'tikat Chametz. He's going to go, okay, Chazak Baruch, I'm done. 2 minutes, he's done B'tikat Chametz. You can, let him have some soup, have some rice, fruit, something, and then to start the B'tikat Chametz.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we B'tikat Chametz,
right.
But we have time to eat up to next morning, up to 10 o'clock.
Sure.
So, for example, if the kids eating on the table and
we're going to discuss it.
Right. They have to still go around and do it?
Yes, we're going to discuss that for sure. So this bedika, what's going to happen is the person does. Let's just go in order. We'll get to that. This bedika needs to be a very, very basic, fundamental bedika. That means it needs to check every crack and everywhere, cabinets, shelves, different rooms, porch, stairwell, garden, to check to see maybe something was left there. Maybe he missed something. Maybe, the great tzaddikim, they would spend hours checking, looking at that night. They would crawl on the floor with a candle. A candle, I would say, is a little dangerous. With a flashlight, that would be much safer to do. And wherever a person could think of that they would leave chametz there, that's where a person should check. Question is, how about books? We have books, different books at home, sefarim, that you don't have to check at all. There's some people who are very makmid, they check them. You don't have to. You don't have to check those. The things for Birkat Hamazon that we use throughout the year, for sure we should put them away, because they definitely contain a lot of little crumbs and pieces, parts of food, things. Okay, we'll put them away.
That is laminated, that we could clean it.
Yeah, but why bother? If you have more, Baruch Hashem, we have plenty of those. If you have more, use others. If you don't, then as you said, if it's laminated and it's easily cleanable, then we could clean, no problem. As long as we know for sure that they're clean and they're not going to cause problems, we could go ahead and use them. Now, Baruch Hashem, with small kids, a person has to definitely be careful to check everywhere that is possible. Kids, mashallah, they have very, very good, interesting hiding places. Inside the shoes, inside their socks, anywhere you could find chametz. Don't be surprised. There is a custom to put a couple of pieces of bread. They have to be very small, tiny pieces, so that they won't add up to become a kazait. Just in case you miss it, then you could be mevatel. So they take a tiny piece, they wrap it very well with a piece of paper, and they hide it, so that the person will look for those pieces. According to Kabbalah, we put 10 pieces. But the person shouldn't only focus on these 10 pieces, because then it's a joke. Right? You should do bedikat chametz. In the meantime, find the pieces that there are. The best thing to do is they should, it's a good project for the kids or whoever, to draw a map of where in the house these 10 pieces are, and then when those pieces are found, so that we won't have any trouble later, to mark it off that it was found. So the best thing to do is you take a plate. In the plate you put, Ben Ish Chai says, a little bit salt. Why salt? Because salt is a sign of endurance. Salt stays. Bezrat Hashem, we're praying that Hashem should give us good health. We should be able to do the same thing next year. And you take something that you could scrape. If you find chametz somewhere, you could scrape it off, and that's it. And of course a candle. And a person starts doing the search. The reality is, this thing about the food that we said, it's only for the person checking. Everybody else, the kids want to eat dinner, as you said, they could, no problem, they could sit by the table and eat, but they just have to make sure, not to run around, not to walk around, because, hello, we're doing bedikat chametz, we're trying to confine chametz only to one area, and that's where it should stay. And the whole idea here is to make sure that everywhere else in the house is chametz free. Do we have to turn the lights off when we're doing bedikat chametz? The answer is no. The more light, the better, right? The idea of the candle is to go where light doesn't go. That's where the candle or the flashlight will go to help out to find it. Now, what we do is we make a baracha, al bi'ur chametz, destruction of chametz. We don't make a baracha al bedikat chametz, because the idea here is that you want to. This is a preparation. This is all the preparation to get rid of chametz, like the Torah commanded. Tashbitu seor mibatechem. It's a pasuk in the Torah that we need to get rid of chametz from our homes. And also lo yira'elecha chametz. There's a mitzvah aseh, positive commandment of tashbitu, make it shavat, make it nullified, make it gone. And also there is a mitzvah lo ta'aseh, a negative command of lo yira'elecha chametz. These are at least two of the isurim, two of the mitzvot of Pessach as far as chametz. And this is a preparation for that tomorrow we get rid of it. Do we make a shechianu on this? The answer is no. There are a few reasons why we don't make a shechianu. One is that this mitzvah is sometimes not a very happy mitzvah, because you're going to have to get rid of your chametz. So not everybody is going to be jolly about destroying their chametz. So that's one of the reasons why we don't make a shechianu for bedikat chametz, so that we need to be happy when you're making shechianu, and therefore in such a case we're not too happy about it. Now the room that we're going to keep, the room, the cabinet, the closet where we're going to be keeping the chametz, obviously it doesn't need to be checked. That's going to be totally locked and taped up. You put a sign that the contents in this place are chametz, and there's no reason, there's no need to check. It's sometimes hard for a person to check everywhere, especially if the house is a big house. So then what you do is you bring the husband and the wife, or the husband and the wife and the children. They stand there by the time of the baracha, and they'll have kavanah with the baracha that the father is making, and there you'd say with that baracha, and then they go there is agents, they are all over the place, they spread out, each one checks, let's say the kids want to check their own room, and also they could go and check the car as well, right? The car also needs to be checked. You take a flashlight. I don't think it would be suggested to go in there with a candle in the car for various reasons. You go with a flashlight and you check thoroughly wherever possible that there could be chametz. Good. After you finish checking, you need to say. It's a good thing everyone could say it. You say kol chamira deika b'rishuti, any chametz that I have in my possession, right? That I didn't see. At night we say any chametz that I have in my possession that I didn't see. Liftil, it should be batel. Batel means it should be nullified. That means it's like afra ta'ara. After that means I am considering it like dirt. Right? Some say that the intention here is that it should be hefker. Not that it's dirt, but it's not mine. It's a public domain. There's two different things. One is that I'm considering it like dirt. The other one is that it's not dirt, but it's not mine anymore. That both of them will achieve. So many sidurim, many actually Haggadot, that they have it. The third time they say lifti v'ave hefker. Also add the word hefker. Hefker means free for all. That means it's certainly not mine anymore, and that's it. And it's out of the thing. So the women definitely have the same mitzvah of the Torah that says tashbitu, that we need to nullify, we need to get rid of chametz from our possession. So this is the husband is very busy and he cannot do bedikat chametz or cannot do biur chametz. So the lady of the house needs to take care of it. Needs to go ahead and destroy it and burn it and get rid of it the next day. And then the husband, wherever he is, he could say the line of the nullification. One has to understand when you say kol chamira deika b'rishuti, it's not some prayer, it's not some statement or a pasuk. It's an announcement. You're announcing that the chametz here is nullified. It's like dirt. It's not considered anything. It's an announcement that we're making. Now, they learn from the pasukim that from noontime of erev Pesach, from the Torah, it is asur to have chametz or to eat chametz, both. Right? That's next Friday. Next Friday, past midday. Midday is 1 o'clock, give or take. So past that, it's asur from the Torah. Come the Chachamim, and they add 2 hours prior to that is asur to eat chametz, and 1 hour prior to that you cannot own chametz. Right? So in order to build a fence. So a person wants to eat chametz up to that morning, whenever it is, probably like around 10 o'clock, I'm assuming. He wants to eat chametz until then. As they say in Yiddish, gesund tehet, that means be healthy. It's fine, it's okay. But you gotta make sure that before the time's up, to floss and to brush our teeth, to make sure that there is no chametz left in our mouth, because the last thing we want is to have a little piece of chametz stuck in our teeth, and then at night when you're chewing on the matzah, this chametz comes out and you're chewing on the chametz together with the matzah. It's like a double mitzvah. So for sure, a person, everyone should check to make sure, to floss and to take care of this, to make sure that there is nothing left. Another reminder, we could already do it today. We mentioned it last week, to fill out the forms of mechirat chametz, right, soon as possible. When you're selling the chametz, you're not selling it actually today. You're selling it. The rabbi who's signed on the form, he's going to do it on erev Pesach. But right now, you're appointing him to do this for you later. So it could be done literally today, to fill out the form. If a person has more than one location where they might have chametz, they should do this already, make 2 forms, fill out 2 forms for both. Being that chametz is so important not to have, we have Chachamim went ahead and made a dictum that any chametz that was kept through Pesach, it is asur to have benefit from it even, right? Forget about eating it, can have him benefit from it after Pesach. That's why we got to make sure places that after Pesach you want to shop from, that they have sold their chametz. Now, on Erev Pesach then, that means next Friday, before the time is up that we could own chametz, before that 1 hour or before buffer time before chatzot, that is the time that we should go ahead and burn the chametz. The best thing is if we can give it away. If it's untouched and everything, to some homeless, to some organization that could take them, before, better. Why not? Let them use it. But those 10 pieces, those small amount that is left, we burn it, right? There's a lot of Kabbalistic ideas in this burning, and I don't know if this year they're gonna have a public chametz burning. I don't know if over there they're doing.
There's no more lot.
Yeah, a couple of years back they did it in the Eula girls parking lot. I don't know if they're gonna do that again. All right, whatever be it as it may, please be safe.
Can you burn it at home?
Yeah, you could, for sure. You make a small fire in the barbecue.
It's just those are small 10 pieces.
Yeah.
It's not like you
Yeah,
can
perfect,
so
good.
it's okay.
You could take an aluminum pan and put some the
Paper.
yeah, for sure. Just as long as we're safe.
Burned.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, thank you. A person shouldn't say the announcement now in the morning. We say whatever chametz that I saw and I didn't see. That means everything should be nullified. Now, if this thing is not burnt yet, right, and you say it, right, so now what's getting burnt is not yours. So you want first to make sure that it's burnt. So if it's a thick piece of bread, it's not going to get burnt well. So first of all, you should break them up good, and then wait until it's burnt. That's what we say. Also, it should be tiny pieces, which will burn much quicker. I'm telling you, I've seen when we go to this place, people have whole loaves. Why? And they're just throwing it as like that into the fire. And I don't know how that's gonna burn, or or
Eventually it will burn, but
yeah, okay, true,
if that's such a big fire, then
true, yeah, that's a big
Cheerios,
fight.
okay. I usually use 10 pieces of Cheerios.
Cheerios, yeah, that's a good idea.
good idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah, for sure. That's fine. Now, anything else regarding this? No, just got to make sure that everything is burnt. And then you make the announcement of Kol Chamer Deika B'Yishuti L'Chaziteh U'L'Chaziteh Livteh V'Leveh K'Avra Da'ara. Okay, on Erev Pesach, it says that it's asur for a person to do melacha, right? Some places have a custom not to do melacha the whole day. Some places have a custom that they don't do melacha only from chatzot on. There are two reasons for this. One reason is that a person shouldn't get too busy with doing melacha, and then he won't be able to have time to prepare for the seder, to do everything that is needed. Another reason is that on Erev Pesach, back in the days that we had the Beit HaMikdash, everybody would bring a korban, and whenever you bring a korban in the Beit HaMikdash, that day was like a Yom Tov, and it would be asur to do melacha on that day. But either way, whatever the custom is, a person should not do melacha from time of mincha ketana. What's mincha ketana? There is two times of mincha. One time of mincha is half hour after midday. The other time of mincha is 2.5 hours after midday. So from 2.5 hours after midday, let's say 1 o'clock is midday, around 4 o'clock. From 4 o'clock on, for sure a person should not do melacha, and if he does do melacha, Chazal say, he will not see beracha from that melacha. But if he needs to do something that's urgent, he could do it through a goy. He could tell a goy to do it. When we say melacha, what are we talking about? We're talking about construction, or making something, making a home, making tailoring a suit, that sort of stuff. But if let's say someone wants to sew a button fell and wants to fix it, that's fine. To fix those stuff is fine. Something electrical has an issue. Person wants to fix it. Of course, it's gonna be Yom Tov, and you're gonna get stuck. Of course, you could do it. Laundry these days, Misha. Back in the day, you couldn't. Nowadays, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to push that button. To get a haircut, it says it's better to do it before midday. Before midday, it's okay, but then if you go to a goy, they could give a person a haircut. That is fine. To shave and to cut the nails and to iron the shirts, all these things are allowed. Another thing, on Erev Pesach, it's asur to eat matzah. Okay, Why? So that when the night comes, we should have good appetite to eat the matzah with joy and enjoy it. And that's why it is asur to eat matzah on the 14th day of Nisan. The night before, that means the night of B'dikat Chametz, a person wants to eat matzah, that is mutar, right? What about matzah ashira? What is matzah ashira? Matzah ashira means like egg matzah, what they call it in English. That is matzah made not with water, it's made with either wine or flour and eggs, that sort of stuff. That's mutar, because if you want to eat that matzah on the night of Pesach, you're not going to be Yotzei the mitzvah with it. So therefore, that is mutar. Ashkenazim are machmir. They don't eat matzah ashira even then, but we could. Okay, we could do it because this is not lechem oni, and we're not Yotzei with it. What if a person baked a cake with matzah meal? Right? What's matzah meal? Matzah meal is crushed matzah. Right? You take matzah, you bake matzah, and they crush it. Usually in these companies, whatever matzah got a little bit too burnt or whatever, they take them and they grind them up and they sell it as matzah meal. Right? So a person baked a cake with that, he cannot eat that on Erev Pesach. Right? That's important to remember. Now, Erev Pesach is different than Erev Shavuot or Erev Sukkot, where a person should not eat a seudah after Chatzot. On Erev Pesach, you could eat up to the 10th hour. That means like around, say, 4, 5 o'clock even, a person could eat, right? But if a person is hungry, this is talking about bread or something, I don't know what kind of bread we would eat. He can't eat matzah, but he wants to eat matzah shira or some sort of a cake, that he wants to eat. But that he could eat up to the 10th hour. But if a person is very hungry, they could eat rice, fruit. Those are allowed. Firstborn fast on this day, right? Why? As a remembrance for the miracle that Hashem performed for our firstborn in Mitzrayim, that Hashem saved them. Right? The firstborn in Egypt, they were all priests, and they were the ones that were like pushing to make everyone, to take everyone away from Hashem. And that's why they were plagued. And our firstborn were saved as a remembrance of that miracle that happened. Our firstborn should be fasting. Some say that even the firstborn girls should fast. We don't have that custom, and there is no need because the women were not priests in Egypt, so the danger was never on them.
So the girls never died in the first
Right. Never.
What about the boy that C-section? Firstborn by C-section?
That's a very good question. That's questionable. They do it anyway, right? They do it anyway. Now, in these days, in these times that we live in, everybody is very weak. Imagine fasting on Erev Pesach. By the time Pesach rolls around, they're gonna fall asleep. So what do? We are very much lenient with this. What they do is they start to fast in the morning, and then they go to Batei Kenesiot, wherever it is possible, to join a siyum, right? And the siyum is like, in Baruch Hashem, we have the Zechut in LA. There's many, many different places where there's going to be siyum masechet. Almost every Beit Knesset is going to have it. And the Bechor, they should try and go and join. The point is to join them. They can't just walk in and say, there was a siyum here, let me eat something. It doesn't work like that. They need to participate, they need to understand what's going on. And that's why the person that's making it siyum also should help a little bit. Don't just go up there and go, okay, chazak baruch mazel tov, yallah. It doesn't go like that. It has to explain, has to try to show what he's talking about. Sometimes they have these young guys. They just get up there and say whatever it is, and that's it. So, but the reality is they should try and make it more understandable for the people. Now, it's not only
in this case
they should go.
The Bechor that is C-section has to go.
Yes.
So
yes.
it's mandatory for him to.
That's what they say. They say he should go because at the end of the day, although he
Not
was.
because of that, it's because of the C-section. He's
I understand.
accountable about this matter.
Because the C-section, he was not considered a Bechor in Halakha. But in this case, being that he was, after all said and done, firstborn, we say to go. But again, if there's any reason that a person can't do it, especially these days, they're weak or they can't do it, they could forego. Now, Baruch Hashem, again, that they have these siyum. Now, there's one thing very important. Number one, they should participate, be there and listen. It's not only enough to listen, they have to eat something from there. They have to literally go, they say, okay, Baruch Hashem, I heard it, Chazak Baruch, and he leaves. No, you have to eat from the Seudah. That's one thing. And then the other mistake is that people make is that, they take something from there and they take home to the person. That's not going to do anything because it's a joke, they weren't there. And that wouldn't be enough. They need to be there themselves. If someone knows that tomorrow morning he's not going to make it to shul, what would you suggest? Easy. They could take the Zohar, one parasha of Zohar, and read it the previous day, whatever. And when they finish, they could eat. For himself, it's perfect. For that person. He knows he's not going to be able to make it to the Beit Knesset the next day, so that's what he should do. Read one parasha of Zohar. It'll take him probably 25 minutes. Not so long. It's a little hard, but in this at least he has a way out.
What's the point when he doesn't understand it?
Zohar, that's the Kedusha of Zohar. Thank you, it's very good. Torah Sheba'al Peh, he has to understand. Let's say Gemara, Mishnah, he has to understand. If he doesn't understand, it doesn't do anything. But Zohar, Chida writes that it has such a strength, such Kedusha, that even if you don't understand, it'll affect you. So that's why only the Zohar. With everything else, it won't work. He's wasting his time. A person that picks up a Gemara, he says, oh, there is a Segula, let me read one page of Gemara and it's going to do this and that. He's wasting his time. He's totally wasting his time. Good. When you're shopping for Pesach, you should not say that this meat is for Pesach. This chicken is for Pesach. This fish even is for Pesach. Although chicken and fish are not brought as a korban, but the custom is that even on these things we don't say that they're for Pesach. You could say it's for Yom Tov, right? You could say it's for Yom Tov, but to say that it's for Pesach is not good. Why is that? Because Pesach means Korban Pesach. So when you say for Pesach, that means it's for Korban Pesach, and it's asur to designate any type of animal for a Korban. We don't have the Beit HaMikdash, so we cannot do that. For Moed, yeah, we could say for Moed, for Yom Tov, that's perfectly fine. But to say there's a halakha that if a person is walking and they see bread on the sidewalk or something, what's the halakha? You should pick it up and put it somewhere that people shouldn't chas v'shalom step on it, or kick it. What about on Pesach? Or on Erev Pesach in the afternoon? You can't.
Can't even touch it.
Can't even touch it. Can't touch it for various reasons. You can't even touch it. If you lift it, then lifting sometimes is a means of acquiring it. Now it's yours. So then we're really in trouble. Even if you have kavanah, no, I don't have any intention that it's really mine, it won't help. So just let it go. There you go. Let some little mouse come and take it. Okay, perfect. I'm going to talk about the tefillot a little bit, very little of Pesach, whatever pertains to us. Sephardim, we have a custom that we finish the Hallel at night. Both nights of Pesach, during Arvit, we finish the Hallel. That means we make a baracha, Asher Kedishanu Suson, Ligmor et Hallel, and then we say Hallel completely, and then we say the last baracha of Yehallelucha, Hashem Elokeinu, right? That's what we have to do during Arvit, men and women. We have to bear in mind that when you're making a baracha on Hallel, you should have in mind that this baracha should go on the Hallel that we're going to say during the Haggadah. Why? Because the Hallel during the Haggadah, there is no baracha. We don't make a baracha. Why don't we make a baracha on that? Because we cut it somewhere in the middle of the Haggadah, we're going to get to hopefully, we say only the two first Mizmorim of the Hallel. And then we stop. We say Baruch Ata Hashem, Elokeinu melech haolam, asher ge'alanu ve'ge'al et avotenu, Baruch Ata Hashem ge'al Yisrael. We lean on the left, we drink the wine, and then we go wash our hands and eat the seudah, eat matzah, eat maror, korech, shulchan orech, safum barech. Then we continue with the Hallel. So because we cut it, we don't make a beracha. We should make a beracha now, Arvit before. Now, what if obviously the ladies are very busy? They're not going to go to the Beit Knesset. So what should they do? They're doing it at home. Fine. When the husband comes, and they're being busy. They haven't yet said Hallel. The husband should wait for the ladies to say Hallel with a beracha before starting the kiddush. That's for sure. That we need to do that before we start. What if they didn't have kavanah? It's okay. It's fine. I'm just saying it's a suggestion. It's a good thing. It's brought down in halakha. A person should have this. Should do this. What else do we have in the tefillah? Starting the first morning of Pesach, we start saying Morid Hatal. Right, Morid Hatal. That means Shabbat morning we start saying Morid Hatal, and then Sunday night we start saying Barechenu instead of Barech Alenu. Now, it's brought down that it's a good thing that they should make an extra food for the second day of Yom Tov. That's Sunday, because that was a day that Haman was hung on the gallows that he made for Mordechai. So that was on the 16th day of Nisan. Baruch Hashem. Ken Yovdu Kol HaReshaim, all the Reshaim that are that are against us. That's Shem. On that day, they should all get finished off.
So are we allowed to cut in the middle of Hallel, go do something, come back, say it again?
Not when you're making a beracha. No.
Oh.
When you're making beracha, you can't even talk, because this beracha comes with the beracha in the beginning, comes with the beracha at the end. You need a little chunk of time. Thank you for asking. That's yeah. Now, yes.
What if you're not home for the Seder? Then do we make the bracha on the candles at home?
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna come back later
Yes.
to sleep, yes, you should. The question is when. If it's not so safe, because you're not going to be home for 6-7 hours,
At least.
right? And the candles are not going to be lit. They're not going to be on. You need to stay with the candles a little bit. Either leave home later or light the candles. Hopefully you'll remember when you get home.
You can't do it the first night. The
First night is Shabbat. That's right.
So
You're right.
what
Then
if
you
I light
can't.
the candle and I stay a little bit, like for 20-30 minutes
After it's dark, yes.
then it's okay?
Yeah.
Enjoy,
Yeah. Sit there with it. Maybe say Hallel then.
Hallel then.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll work.
But I can do it on second night of Pesach. If I'm out, I can come home and
Yeah, for
And
sure.
do you say the Hallel that late, or no? You say the Hallel before they do the Haggadah.
Better to do it before the Haggadah, but even if you missed it, you could still say it. As long as it's not past midnight. Once it's midnight, you could say Hallel, but no Beracha.
Okay, so Haggadah and candlelight, you don't have to do anything with each other.
No.
The Hallel, as long as it's before Haggadah, you're good to go.
As long as it's night, you're good to. Correct. Night of Pesach. We make a Beracha, Lahadlik Ner Shel Yom Tov. Right? Lahadlik Ner Shel Yom Tov. And the first time, Lahadlik Ner Shel Shabbat Yom Tov. Right? That's what we do. Oh, very good. Let's talk about that. So Rav Ovadia says, it's not just Rav Ovadia. Rav Ovadia brings a lot of different people that say that the Shechianu is needless, because you're gonna hear Shechianu during
it makes the
the.
man happy to. Right now, you just said Shechianu because it's not a happy mitzvah from previous one. It makes the man happy, but the woman.
Woman also should be happy.
Oh, okay.
If he says it's like you're saying it, it's the same thing. It's really so. Then for that matter, you say kiddush yourself, right? You could, ladies could make their own seder. Really, halakha is ladies could make their own seder, go through the whole thing perfectly, no problem. It's great. You could do your own dayan also. I know that's. So So the truth is, so we are Yotzei with the Shechianu during Kiddush, and that's it. So now, Poskim bring down, they really talked about this a lot, that a person should definitely, no matter what happens, rest on Erev Pesach. And it's not a joke, because if we don't rest, then we don't perform the mitzvah from the Torah of Haggadah. You're going to be all sleepy, and you're not going to be able to, perform the mitzvah. Then everything that we did is Chas v'Shalom lost. We need to be well rested. In the same token, a person is hungry. A lot of times, people are hungry. So what do? They're all hungry. So rush through the Haggadah because we're hungry. It doesn't make sense. As soon as you make kiddush, that's the first cup of wine. You could have some rice, some soup, or Rav Ovadia's house. What do? The egg that we eat at the end, they will eat it right then. Yeah, they will eat it right then. And this way, Baruch Hashem, they have the strength to go through the whole Seder for another 2 hours probably, right? So might as well. So definitely a person has to be well rested. A person has to be fed somewhat. Of course, a person shouldn't eat a whole meal because you're going to get to the matzah. You're not going to be able to eat the matzah. You have to eat a couple of pounds of matzah.
Sorry, I heard the egg that we eating at the end is after you eat that one, you shouldn't eat anything
No,
else.
after you eat the matzah. After you eat the matzah. I know.
After we eat matzah, apikoma matzah with the egg.
No, you eat the egg first. In Iran, this is how they used to do it. We used to say, take the egg and say, Zecher lekorban chagiga. And we would eat it. Right? And then, once you're done with that, then you take the matzah, and you say, because after the matzah, you cannot eat anything. The matzah is the main thing. The matzah of Afikoman, the one that was hiding, you bring that, and you divide it to everyone eats it. That one, after that, a person should not eat anything else. We're going to get to that, hopefully.
But then there are 2 more grape juice after that.
Correct. Grape juice, you could drink. You could drink water, you could drink coffee, you could drink tea.
Have water?
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm so thirsty, I'm like, no, I
No,
can't
for
drink
sure.
water.
Because the matzah dehydrates. The matzah dehydrates and the alcohol dehydrates. So all these things are good stuff for dehydration. So a person should do.
Water is okay, right?
Now, one thing to remember: every time we drink wine, every time we eat matzah, we have to lean on the left. Sephardi women lean also. Ashkenazi women don't lean; they just eat. But us, it's a royalty. We eat. Now, we lean. But the reclining, the leaning has to be on the left side. Even a lefty, someone who does everything, this is right hand, is someone who does everything with their left hand, the lefty, also leans on the left. Right? That's, so now, how do you lean on the left? You gotta make sure you don't lean on your back. Some people, they're like comfortable, they go like this, they're leaning really on their back, but tilting a little towards the left. That's not considered leaning. Either turn the chair around and lean on the side, or make with handles or pillows, whatever it is, however it is, you got to be very comfortable. Some people just are in the air, they don't know what they're doing, they're like dancing, and you're holding the matzah, you're holding the wine and everything. It's got to be a very comfortable situation, but it needs to be while you're leaning. You could even lean on the table, that's fine. But as long as the person is not leaning on their foot. Leaning on the foot is a sign of de'aga, of worry. The person is sad. He's he's not in a happy mood, happy situation. That is not recommended. Now, what if a person forgot to lean? Ladies, if they forgot to lean, they don't have to repeat. Right? Men, if they forgot to lean, they have to drink again.
With Hashem's name.
They have to. No. Let's say the first cup. They made a beracha, and the guy drank it, and he forgot to lean. So no, he doesn't have to make a beracha again. He just has to drink again. Ladies don't have to drink again because why is that? Because there is a machloket. Some say that women don't need to lean. Some say that women do need to lean. Once they forgot to lean, we're gonna be lenient and say no, you don't have to drink again, right? Someone who's not feeling well. You're going to force him to drink again. Again, over there also we could tell him not to. But a person that is healthy and good, why not drink again? If he has a hard time, he should drink grape juice. But better to have a little bit of wine, at least even in the grape juice, so that it has some alcohol content. Us Sephardim, we say that a person should use red wine better than white wine, because red wine is in the pasuk when it's alluding to wine, it says that it's talking about wine that is red. Our custom is, again according to Kabbalah, to wash the cup inside and out before we make every time we use it, right? And also, what do? We also put 3 drops, and it's better that someone else should do it for each person. So everyone, does it for the person next to them, and this way it's all good. The cup that yes.
How about we are not washing the cup? Is they, we
Daria.
throwing away and we using new one for everyone.
Oh, using like plastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
plastic one.
Fine, wash it before.
We have
Even
to
that.
wash and then
No,
for
not 3 times.
everyone?
No. Wash the
Rinse out
cup.
the
Just
cup.
rinse out the cup inside and out, and use it.
Can you have a bowl and do it in a bowl or
You
not?
could, people don't like it. I don't know. We used to do it. We stopped.
We do that, but not anymore.
Yeah, we also used to do it.
Because they said we will be using it because
Yeah.
we want to throw it away. We don't want to wash it.
So we just wash it and then we give it in front of
Yeah, you
everyone.
could take it. Have someone take his like a tray, put it in the sink, wash everything. You have new cups, right? You're gonna use new cups every
we
time.
use
So
new cups.
the idea is to wash the cup inside and out. Right? That's it. Ideally, though, it's better to use. It's Yom Tov. You want to use more respectable cups. Glass or silver. Whatever it is for the kavod of Yom Tov, it's better. But I understand if there's a lot of guests and there's going to be a lot of dishwashing and everything, and a person wants to be for convenience to use throwaway cups. That's halachically, I can't tell you that it's asur. You could, but again, for the kavod of Yom Tov. Now, how big should these cups be? The cup has to be able to hold 3 ounces. Shot glasses are not good. Even those plastic cups, the little ones, the tiny sampling cups, those are not good. They're not considered cups even because they cannot hold 3 ounces. It has to be able to hold a little less than 3 ounces, actually, 80 fluid ounces. To be even more truthful, wine is a little bit less. Right, wine is lighter than water. Water is 80 fluid ounces. For wine is 79 fluid ounces. So
Fluid ounces?
yeah, which is 79 milligrams.
No, 3 ounces.
No, fluid ounces. I'm so sorry. Three fluid ounces.
Yeah.
Less than 3 fluid ounces actually. So let's
80 ml.
erase
80 ml.
erase the fluid ounces.
Milliliters.
Milliliters, right?
Yeah.
Milliliters. And for that, we need wow, could you imagine drinking 79 fluid ounces? That's going to be, I don't know how a person is going to be able to walk after that. True, thanks. Now, so that's the shiur. The shiur is this. Now, the best thing is to drink the whole cup, right? To drink the whole 3 ounces. But if a person can't, they could drink most of it.
1 shot, you mean? Drink 1 shot.
1 or 2 shots. Right, better 1 shot. That's for sure. So if the person drank most of that cup, the 3 fluid ounces, there you'd say. Now, ladies, if they want to be motzi the men, are they allowed to? The man doesn't know how to read, or is not feeling too well. Women, for sure, they have as much mitzvah to perform this mitzvah as the men, and they could surely be motzi them. Now, remember, this year the first night is Shabbat. So you say Vaychul Hashem B'Haaretz V'chol Tzava'am, and then you say Ele Moadei Hashem Hashem Tiruto Moadav, and then you say Borei Peri HaGefen, and then you say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Am V'Lemamanu Mikol Hashum V'Lematonu Mikol Hatzon. You mention Shabbat, and you say Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadesh HaShabbat, right? V'Amo Yisrael, right? That's the bracha that we make by Kiddush, and then you say Shechianu, and then everyone sits down, and then someone should remind, to make sure everybody leans, and they drink that first cup. Second night is going to be Motzei Shabbat. It's a little bit different, because we also have Havdalah. What do we do the second night? Again, no Vaychulu, but we say Ele Moadei Hashem. You need to prepare. I would prepare on Friday. You need the Havdalah candle, right? What are you going to do? Use your regular Havdalah candle? How are you going to put it out? It's going to the whole thing. You can't put it out on Yom Tov. So the best thing to do, if you have any Hanukkah candles left, cut it in half, put them together, and put it on some sort of aluminum contraption, and then you have it ready. Motzei Shabbat comes, time for Kiddush. Use an existing light, turn on your Havdalah candle, put it there in front of you, and then you say, Bore Peri HaGefen, you say Kiddush, Asher B'Charbonim Kol Ha'am, then you say Bore Moreh Ha'esh on the candle, then you say Havdalah. There is a special Havdalah Beracha, Baruch Atah Hashem HaMavdil Ben Kodesh L'Chol, Ben Ol L'Choshech, Ben Tzad L'Amim. Then we say Ben Kedushat Shabbat LeKedushat Yom Tov Hivdalta, right? Hivdalta V'Yiktashta Yetam Yisrael, and then you say Baruch Atah Hashem HaMavdil Ben Kodesh LeKodesh. That's the difference. That's the Havdalah, and then you say Shechianu. What if they forget to do the Havdalah? They totally forgot it's Motzei Shabbat, and they said their regular Kiddush. Then, even if they drank the wine, they leaned and they drank the wine, just say Havdalah again on a different cup of wine, just the Borei Moresh and the Havdalah, and we're good. Because it's asur to eat before making Havdalah. So they want to eat karpas, right away. But if they ate karpas again, they could still make Havdalah. They have time throughout the night to still make Havdalah. So if someone forgets, they still have the chance to go ahead and make the Havdalah yet.
For ladies who want to get out of Shabbat, we have to prepare.
Just say Hamavdil Ben Kodesh L'Chol at the right time. Just Hamavdil Ben Kodesh L'Kodesh or Hamavdil Ben Kodesh L'Chol. Either one will work because that's just the general thing that we have. Now, as far as matzot, what do we do with matzot? For the matzot of the night, we need to make sure that those matzot are shemura, right? That they were guarded, that the wheat was guarded from the time that it was harvested. It was guarded that it shouldn't come in contact with any water, right? And then, the round ones that they sell, generally they're handmade, and hopefully, they all had kavanah, that they are that they made them with for the mitzvah. The rest of Pesach, you don't have to eat matzah that was made for this purpose. Machine matzah, right? Halacha is really even shemura matzah. That's just being very machmir. Halachically a person could even buy. These days the problem is that the flowers that we have are bleached. Being that they're bleached, that could cause them to ferment and to rise. That's a problem. Otherwise, a person doesn't have to buy really shemura matzah for the rest of Pesach. It's only in the first night. But a person wants to be machmir and to eat, that's up to them, right? It's up to them to eat shemura matzah. As far as the lettuce, what do we do with the lettuce? So obviously, our custom is to eat romaine lettuce for maror and to have it also on the table for the ke'ara that we have. What do we do with it? How do you clean it? So the best thing to do is it's easier really to get rid of the green part, and just to use the middle. It's much easier to check, much easier to clean. But if a person, they really want to eat that, so then you gotta have a lot of patience. You need to make them leaf by leaf. For sure, the outer leaves a person should throw out. More inner leaves are more fresh, more clean. And then you soak it in the soap water for a minute or two. That'll make whatever bugs there are, make them slide off easier. And then you wash them when they're running water, a lot of running water. Once you do that, hold it up to the light and check. Check to see if you have any of these bugs, walking around or stuck on the leaves. And hopefully it'll all be good. You just gotta make sure, because we're trying to perform a mitzvah, and if chas v'shalom instead the person eats a couple of those bugs, we're just causing more trouble. Baruch Hashem, celery, we have no problem. The leaves of celery are problematic, but we just, you have, Baruch Hashem, a long stalk. Make sure that the celery that you're going to use a little piece, tiny piece, because a bigger piece is going to cause issues as far as halacha. Do you make it beracha achrona? If it's a kazait, I think this much of a celery would be a problem. A little smaller, every person gets a little piece, and then they dip it into the salt water or vinegar, right? The vinegar that we have, if it's a real wine vinegar, perfect. If it's apple cider, also good, because that's really water, right? Or if it's fake vinegar, that's also water, that's good. The idea is that it has to be liquid that requires us to do netilat yadayim. What am I trying to say? If it's lemon juice, right? Real fresh squeezed lemon juice, that doesn't require netilat yadayim because that's fruit juice. For fruit juice, if there's fruit juice on the on whatever it is that you're dipping, for that you don't need netilat yadayim. So what if that's all you have? Then pour some water in it. Then you have water. If most of it is water, then we're good. Well, water, salt water, again, vinegar, or regular lemon juice, which is mostly from concentrate, is fine to use for karpas. Better not to talk from the time you do netilat yadayim, even though you don't make a baracha. Better not to talk between that and dipping the karpas. And then the next thing after that would be the whole idea of this dipping is for kids, right? It's for kids that they should see what's going on. It serves another purpose. When we get to maror, we're going to say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu al achilat maror. We're not going to make a borei peri adama then on the lettuce for maror. So therefore, this ha'adama that we make here, it's better to have in mind that it should go on that lettuce also. If you didn't have in mind, it's fine because it's a mitzvah to eat the maror, so you don't have to make a baracha on it either way. It's a better thing. It's a better thing to do to have that kavanah. The main mitzvah, we have the matzah, but the main mitzvah is magid. That's what a person has to be awake for. A lot of and ladies also have a mitzvah to read the Haggadah and to understand it. Sometimes they're so tired, they're all falling asleep. But that's the mitzvah. The mitzvah is the Haggadah, to read it and to understand it. So if a person could get an English Haggadah, Persian Haggadah, Arabic Haggadah, whatever Haggadah it is that you could understand, to use it and to read it and to participate and to be there, to pay attention, to understand what's happening with the Haggadah, to be involved. This is the mitzvah. The mitzvah of Haggadah, that's a mitzvah to understand how terrible it was in Mitzrayim, what we were suffering, how we were suffering, and how Hashem performed miracles to save us. This is the whole night. And then after that, Baruch Hashem, when it's done, we Sephardim, we only make a baracha on the first cup and the third cup. The third cup is after Birkat Hamazon. The second cup that we're going to drink after the Haggadah, we don't make a baracha on. When it gets to Dayenu, a lot of people forget that this is also part of Haggadah. It's the end. It's the thanking part. It's really the thanking part. We're done with all the miracles that Hashem performed and all the plagues that He brought upon the Egyptians. But then and they skip it. We're so busy beating each other up, which is great. Everyone is awake, but let's not skip Dayenu. And there are just 14 things. Really, it's 14 things that we thank Hashem. We say that there are amazing things that we're thanking Hashem for. That's that. Anything else? Any questions? Because
can you make salt water on Shabbat if you forgot?
Very good, thank you. If it's a lot of salt to mix with water on Shabbat, we shouldn't do it. We should do it from before Shabbat. But if it's just a couple of people, maybe like 10 people on the Seder table, that you could do on Shabbat.
Little.
The little ones. You make one big one, but not very big. They just need a little bit. They just need very little to dip in it. Okay, Bezrat Hashem, we should all be.
A question about kashrut,
Yeah.
kasher plastic.